Good afternoon, all of you. I am Professor Chavan Vidi from Rayesh Shikshan Sanstha's Karmil Bharov Patil Institute of Management Studies and Research, Vare Satara. Today, we are going to discuss about user-defined functions and pointer. What is a function? Definition of function: a set of statements working together, which common goal is known as the function, also known as the subprograms, which are used to compute the value or perform the specific task. They cannot run the independently and are always called by the main program or by some other functions. Introduction of function. C functions can be classified into two categories: library functions and user defined functions. Library function. In library functions are not required to be written by us. Printf and scanf belong to the category of the library function. Scott, COS, starcat, etc. are the sum of the library functions. Library functions, these are also known as the predefined functions. Example: scanf, printf, getcs, string length, string compare, strcat, scott, pop. Are these are the library functions. User defined functions. In user defined functions has to be developed by the user at the time of writing the program. User defined functions can later become the part of the C program library. Main is the example of the user defined function. Next point, uses of the function. They are very much useful when the block of statements has to be written, executed again and again. They are useful when the program size are too large and complex. It works like top-down modular programming technique to solve the problem. They are also used to reduce the difficulties during the debugging a program. Need for the user defined functions. Every program must have the main function. It is possible to code any program utilizing only main function. It leads to a number of problems. The program may become too large and complex, and as a result the task of debugging, testing and maintaining the becomes difficulty. If a program is divided into functional parts, then each part may be independently coded and later combined into the single unit. These subprograms called functions are much easier to understand, debug and test. There are times when some types of operation or calculations is repeated at the many points through the program. In such situation, we may repeat the program statements whenever they are needed. Another approach is to design the function that can be called and used whenever required. This saves both time and space. Next, need for the user-defined function. This subsectioning approach clearly results in a number of advantages. It facilitates top-down modular programming. The length of the source program can be reduced by using the functions at appropriate places. This factor is particularly critical with the microcomputers where memory space is limited. It is easy to locate and isolate the faculty function for the further investigations. A function may be used by many other programs. This means that a C program can build on what others have already done instead of starting over from scratch. Pointer. Pointer is the variable which stores the address of another variable. It is denoted by the star operator. Functions are always stored somewhere in the memory, so they also have the address. So we can also define the pointer to function and function pointer, which will store the address of the function. Elements of user defined function. In order to make use of the user defined functions, we need to establish the three elements that are related to function: function declaration, function call, function definition. Function declaration. Syntax of the function declaration: function underscore type, function underscore name, in rounded bracket argument list, semicolon. Example, integer add, in rounded bracket integer comma integer. Function declaration. A function declaration consists of four parts: function type, function name, parameter list, terminating semicolon, format, function type, function name, and parameter list. Very similar to the function header line, expect the terminating semicolon, integer mul, integer m, integer n, rounded bracket complete semicolon. This is the function prototype. Equally acceptable form of the declaration are integer multiplication, integer integer, multiplication integer a, integer b, multiplication integer integer.